Hey everyone, Dr. Skylar Baku here, and in this video we want to talk about being all gassed up, okay? So an all too common problem that we see in the office is people presenting with belching, bloating, and gas. So we call it dead gut syndrome because it's literally what it is, People just don't have enough acid to digest their food correctly, so what we first started seeing was that usually you just see it in the elderly population, but now we're starting to see it routinely in patients in their 20s and even teens, okay? So the reason is, quite frankly, people are eating and drinking way too much junk, okay? Am I right? And, we all are. And here's some of the problem, and here's how the problem develops. So when you throw down that donut or you knock back that pop or beer, it raises your blood sugar quickly, okay? What the brain has to do is it's got to do something about it right now. So what it does is it signals the pancreas to make insulin. Okay, and then the pancreas takes those vitamins and minerals normally available for your stomach to make acid, and it uses them to bring down your blood sugar by making that insulin. So if you do the beer and the pop regularly over time, you're going to deplete those vitamins and minerals that the stomach needs, to make its own acid. So eventually the stomach doesn't have enough left over to make sufficient amounts of stomach acid. So the food in the stomach will just rot, and that's what produces gas. It also produces acid. So if food's rotting in your stomach, it actually produces its own acid called deuterium. It's heavy hydrogen. It's not the good kind, okay? And this is often why we get heartburn. So typically, heartburn is too little acid, not enough. I don't know, that sounds counterintuitive, but again, it's because when the food goes down in your stomach, it doesn't have enough acid. It's going to sit there and rot because it's not being digested. So it just sits there because the stomach does not want to push that rotting food into your digestion. So it's going to sit there until it gets properly digested, But as it rots, again, it's going to produce deuterium, and that's like a bad acid, okay? So that's the acid that actually is what's, when you have reflux, that's the acid that's coming up. It's usually not your own stomach acid. It's that acid, deuterium, being produced when your food is rotting because of not enough good stomach acid. So when that happens, now we've got dead gut and all that goes with it. So which also brings me another quick point. See, proton pump inhibitors, they don't really work like the medical community thinks they do. Okay, I don't think they really know how it actually works. But what happens is it doesn't lower hydrogen production. It doesn't lower acid production in the stomach. What it actually does, it causes emptying of your stomach. Okay, which, remember, when that food is rotting and it's producing that bad acid, the stomach does not want to push that in your digestion, and unfortunately, that's what it does when you take those proton pump inhibitors. It just empties out that the food from your stomach. So, technically, it takes the acid away, but it's taking the acid that is in your stomach, the bad acid, and throwing that into digestion, which again leads to a lot worse things down the rest of your digestion as well, causing a lot of leaky gut and things like that. A lot of issues with the liver. That's also a big reason sometimes too. We're seeing a lot of fatty liver issues in people that don't drink. Okay, so some things to consider. Also, if you've been on proton pump inhibitors for a long time or you're taking them right now, they also know that it causes osteoporosis. Okay, so again, if we don't have enough stomach acid and we're lowering it even more, okay, you're not absorbing minerals and calcium and iron and all those things, magnesium, the things that we need for proper bone health. So they already know that. It's been out for a long time. So if you've been on proton pump inhibitors for a long time already, or you're on them right now, please reconsider that. There's other ways to take care of that. And I'm starting to see kids on them now too, okay, for reflux and things like that. And putting them on proton pump inhibitors is not the way to go, okay? So, you don't have to be this, gas master or gas factory. So what do I like to do, if we've got a dead gut issue, is taking Betaine hydrochloride. So we take that in the middle of the meals, and when we mix that with a little Betaine, or when we mix the Betaine with a little bit of water, it turns into hydrochloric acid, so stomach acid, okay? And 1 or 2 tablets of these, should do it, although you may need a little more to correct your digestion depending on how bad it is. So dosing of those acid tablets is variable depending on how bad, the dead gut is. So what we're looking for is that warm sensation in the stomach, 1 to 2 hours after the meals when you take the supplement, okay? So that's what normal digestion should feel like. So within a few days, you should notice much less belching and bloating and even gas. So a burning sensation, though, in the stomach after the meals is not normal. And if that happens, you should discontinue the Betaine hydrochloride, as this means you probably have something like gastritis or an ulcer, and that'll actually have to be fixed first before you can fix the dead gut. And something that helps really well with that is either aloe vera juice can often be super helpful, and or deglycerized licorice. I think you can find that in the pharmacy, and nice little chocolate wafers. Okay, so another thing about the Betaine hydrochloride, when we're talking about younger people, so if it works for you, for the younger people, there's a much better way to fix your gut by replacing those lost vitamins and minerals we talked about, as opposed to just giving the stomach acid. So that's a much better way long term than just giving someone the stomach acid. It just, again, with the elderly population or middle age, sometimes it just gets a lot harder to replace those vitamins, and taking that Betaine hydrochloride is just more convenient, and it helps easier. So, so if you're dealing with reflux, you're dealing with a dead gut issue, a lot of gas, bloating, and things like that, it's likely too little stomach acid. Again, I repeat, a lot of times reflux and is too little stomach acid, not overproduction of stomach acid like the medical community likes to make you think. So, all right, if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to give us a call. Thanks so much for watching. Our number is 720-998-7956.